Tonight on Paige's Kitchen, we're making firecrackers. No, not the firecrackers we have for the 4th of July. We're actually using crackers, and they are hot, but they're also delicious. All right, let's take a look at what we're using this evening. I'm using an entire box of saltine crackers. I think one of the most underused cracker that's out there now because there are so many others to choose from. But this is a workhorse as far as when you want to have a base of something that you're making. So we're using an entire box. We're also using olive oil. We're using red pepper flakes, onion powder, garlic powder, and we're using this good seasonings, as you can see, or the Hidden Valley Ranch, dressing mix. We're going to be using 2 packages of that. So we'll be mixing all of this in this Ziploc bag. When you see how much olive oil that's in here, it's 2 cups. I know you're thinking, oh, that's way too much, it'll never soak in. This is a recipe that you want to make a day ahead of time, and because all of the olive oil and all these seasonings really will soak into these crackers. I made these last night so that I can bake them and show you, but this is from last night. All of that olive oil and all those seasonings, as you can see, have been absorbed by these crackers. So let's get started. So I'm going to put the dry ingredients in first. I'm just going to dump them into this bag. I love using Ziploc bags. It makes things easier to clean up. If you want to be thrifty with them, you can actually wash these and keep them if you like, but they're not too dry. So whatever works the best for you. I'm a big believer in whatever works best for your family, that's what you should do. I'm going to also give this a little twist of black pepper for a little more flavor. And I know you're thinking, wow, that was a lot of red pepper flakes you put in there. It was 3 tablespoons full, but it works. So we're going to put all these dry ingredients in here. Then we're going to add the olive oil. Now be careful when you go to mix this up that you make sure that you really have sealed this nice and tight. And then I just lay this down and just kind of move it around. I want to make sure that all of these seasonings get mixed up in here. And you don't want anything to be left dry, so you're just going to massage this down a little bit. And once I put the crackers in here, last night what I did was, if you're just walking through the kitchen, you're just going to pick the bag up and slowly turn it back over. And then a little while later, if you're passing back through again, then just keep turning the crackers over like all night. Now you can see this is nice and absorbed down in here. Now I'm going to add the crackers. Again, this is like one of those 2-gallon bags. They're really large ones, just to give yourself a lot of room. So I'm going to put the crackers in there now. I think we forget about saltines. I remember as a kid, and when you went down the cracker aisle, you didn't have so many to choose from, and now there's almost too many to choose from. And we forget about these, but I think most of us can remember growing up, our moms making us peanut butter crackers. We always use saltines, or maybe you like them in your soup or with chili or stews. So give a box of saltines, get a box, and keep them in your cabinet. I always like to, if I'm having a party, to have some things that I've made myself, especially if you have friends who enjoy cooking. It gives you a chance when you're talking to share recipes, share ideas. So that's part of the fun of having people over. I think it's just sharing what you've learned since you were last together. So we're going to seal this up really good now. Again, make sure you zip this up. You don't want oil all over your kitchen. And I'm just going to start tossing this around and get all these nice and evenly coated. So I'm going to have a lot of these crackers out for the freezer since I have 2 bunches. Once these have been sitting overnight, like these have, all right, I'm going to put these to the side. I'm going to bake these. These will bake at 225 for about 15 minutes. So put these over here, and I'll let you see what they look like. You may think, oh, 3 tablespoons of red pepper flakes, that's a lot of pepper, and it is. But if you're serving this with some cheeses or meats or fruit, it really isn't too much. If you want to back off on some of the red pepper flakes, you can certainly do that. Again, find the flavors that your family likes. And if I can get this open, there we go. It really is surprising when you take a look at how much these crackers will absorb. So I'm going to bake about half of these right now and just kind of put them out on the pan. Again, when you are turning these over during the night or the afternoon, do it really gently because you don't want to break all the crackers. This would make a nice crust too if you like a savory cheesecake. If you wanted to put this into the food processor and make a fantastic savory cheesecake crust out of this. All right, let's put these in the oven and we'll see you again in about 15 minutes. Now these have been in the oven for 15 minutes and they're nice and golden brown. I really think that you're going to love these. These are perfect, again, if you want to have some cheese and crackers for the evening, if you're having people over, or if you just want a nice summertime snack. These are so easy to make, and I really think you're going to enjoy them. They're extremely flavorful, and you can see how easy they were to make. I know you can do this, and I think you're going to absolutely love it. A new way to enjoy firecrackers.